absolutely endorse your points that were made earlier about the need for leadership from business. And I would like this morning just to stress particularly two aspects. First of all, businesses, but particularly financial services businesses, must connect better with the day-to-day lives and concerns of their customers. And secondly, shareholders must set new and higher standards of stewardship, responsibility and engagement with the businesses that they own. Rebuilding trust, and trust is a word that's been used quite a lot already this morning. Rebuilding trust will be crucial for financial services companies, but trust has got to be earned and it will take time to do so. I think it's important for everyone to understand that financial services, thankfully, go well beyond the casino traders who work in the city bubble. Finance plays a role in everybody's lives, and good financial services companies connect responsibly with customers' lives. They have a clear, wider social purpose and should be seen to behave accordingly as a force for good. They facilitate household budgeting, long-term savings. They enable people to get through the financial consequences of unfortunate or catastrophic events. They're there for their customers when they're needed, and they treat customers as individuals rather than as tradable assets. And companies which do these things responsibly may never win popularity contest, but they are genuinely socially useful. And they also provide the institutional investment for businesses, which in turn create jobs and pay taxes. And this brings me on to ownership. And the institutions, I think, must step up to their responsibilities here. The charge of absentee landlords and ownerless companies hurt, particularly for those of us who do engage actively with companies. But I think it hurt because there's some truth in it. And we now need to make sure that this charge cannot be justifiably brought against the long-term institutional investors in future. I think this is in everyone's interest. The BITC research we supported last year made a convincing case that companies which perform well against environmental, social and governance criteria also tend to outperform financially. And we want to understand this link better so we can fulfill our duties as shareholders better too. So I'm pleased that we'll be supporting further BITC research in this area. We also need to develop better mechanisms and business models for this. Engagement is more effective when done together. The bank crisis taught us, I think, that even a 5% shareholder like L&G can be easily ignored by a strong chief executive and a supine board. And engagement requires resources, time, effort, dedicated people. So if pension funds and politicians rightly expect greater engagements by institutions, they have to recognise that this comes at a price. And I fully expect the breadth and depth of our activity to increase further, but equally I expect others also to step up their activity rather than rely on the likes of L&G for a free ride on ESG issues. I think the two issues come together in the issue of long versus short-termism. It'll take the UK a good few years to recover from the economic crisis of 2008-2009. And the long-term financial institutions can play a responsible and valuable, worthwhile role in recovery, channeling capital for growth, jobs and returns, and with proper encouragement from government supporting long-term business investment in infrastructure and sustainability. And I think they'll do so as guardians of savings, managers of risk, and stewards of the assets in which they invest. And I look forward to working with BITC further towards this goal. Thank you.